Hello, 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 lovely mums. I'm popping in live today to talk to you about our immune systems. Oh, my cat's getting involved. I wanted to have a chat with you about immunity. Say hello to Lottie. This is Lottie. Hi. I wanted to have a chat with you today about immunity because it's hit. I'm talking to so many mummies at the moment, and their kids are poorly. They're getting poorly. There's so much going around. There's almost an entire class at nursery that have come down with chickenpox at the moment. There's been this awful sickness. Cool. Hi, Rachel. Hiya. There's been this awful sickness doing the rounds. There's been flu that's literally wiped families out for like a week, and there's been loads and loads of colds and all sorts of nasty stuff going around, and I wanted to come and talk with you about it because, you know, my family, I see us as really, really lucky because we've managed to avoid all of this stuff so far, and you know, there's absolutely no guarantees with any of this, but I know that a lot of what I do at home for my family is kind of stacking the odds in our favour and making sure that, you know, if we can avoid stuff, we will. You know, we're not infallible. We do get poorly, and I hate to admit it when I get ill because I'm a health coach and it feels like really bad, you know, bad marketing and advertising for me to get sick, but it does happen. But it doesn't happen very often, and I see that we're really lucky because of that. So immunity, it's a nightmare when we get poorly, particularly if you're a mum and you've got kids to look after. Sorry, my cat's really wanted to get involved now. But it's also really, really horrible when your little one gets poorly and there just doesn't feel like there's anything you can do about it. And if they're getting poorly a lot and it's disrupting their sleep and your sleep, this has just such a massive, massive impact on the whole of family life. So, you know, we often get sick this time of year, and there's a few different reasons why. It's not just because it's cold. Look at that tail. It's not just because it's cold. You know, if you think about it, the way we eat changes this time of year. We suddenly want more comfort food. You know, you don't eat so many nice raw salads, and, you know, our healthy eating plan can kind of go out of the window this time of year. We are getting less vitamin D, we're getting a lot less sunlight, and that has a massive impact on our immune system. And quite often we're kind of, our lifestyle changes as well. We might not be getting out as much, we might not be moving as much, we become more sedentary because it's cold and you just want to sit by the fire and read a book or watch a movie, and we don't get out and about as much. So there's lots of different things that are impacting why we get more poorly. And also, obviously, it is cold and we've got central heating on, and that impacts our respiratory system and a whole load of other things. So what can we do? What can we do to support our immune system? So my favourite topic is gut health. And a huge amount of our immunity is given to us by the tiny little good bacteria that lives in our gut, so in our tummy and in our intestines. And we need to look after those good bacteria. If you're eating lots of sugar, you're feeding the bad bacteria, and if you're feeding them, that means they're multiplying and you end up with lots and lots of bad bacteria in your tummy. If you're eating lots of fruits and vegetables, you're feeding the good bacteria, and they're the ones that you want lots and lots of, so they're the ones you want to feed. So you need loads and loads of fruits and veggies this time of year, and I know salads are not on the table because it's cold and who wants to eat raw foods. So, you know, stews are absolutely fine. It's great to get lots of raw nutrition in you, but if, you know, in the absence of that, cooked is absolutely fine. Go for stews, go for soups and all that kind of stuff. Add in a probiotic, and I don't mean like a yogurt drink. They're not all bad. I did once upon a time accidentally in a blog lump Yakult and Actimel together, and I got quite a strongly worded letter from Yakult with lots of clinical evidence as to why they're not the same. But even, you know, I was quite flattered that Yakult were even worried that I'd mentioned that you know, they maybe weren't the perfect probiotic. But anyway, ideally don't go for a yogurt based one. Choose a high quality capsule with probiotics in. I use BioCult. It's very good value. It's actually fine for kids as well. I tend to use half the amount. I open up the capsule and I just pour the ingredients into a smoothie for my girls in the morning, and I know they're getting a good dose of good probiotics. So when you choose a probiotic, my cat is trying to push my phone out of my hands. When you choose a probiotic, you need to choose one with really high numbers in it, and you need to choose one with a good range of different strains of bacteria. We don't know exactly which ones are the really good ones at the moment. There's loads and loads of research into it all, but we haven't quite worked out which are the really good bacteria to put into your tummy yet. So definitely get onto a probiotic if you've been feeling under the weather. And even more importantly, if you've had an antibiotic, get on a probiotic now, right away. And I'll tell you what, I'll put a link below this video when I finished to the probiotics that I recommend, because when you take an antibiotic, it doesn't just kill off all the bad bacteria, it kills off the good bacteria as well, and you kind of almost end up with a bit of a sterile gut environment, and then it's just a race to repopulate, and you want to make sure the good bacteria win. So get on a probiotic. And as I said, make sure you're eating lots and lots of good healthy fruits and vegetables, because they feed the good bacteria as well. The other supplement that I recommend is vitamin D. There's loads of research now that shows if you're low in vitamin D, you're going to get more and more colds and more flu. People who supplement with vitamin D are much less likely to get colds and flu. And I always recommend supplementing with vitamin D3 with K2. I can put a link to the one that I recommend underneath as well. So always supplement with vitamin D. The other supplement that I recommend are the whole food fruit and vegetable capsules, and that's because none of us consume enough fruits and veggies. Even I use them. They are clinically proven to improve your immune system. And for me, that's really, really important. I always come back to the evidence base. I always come back to what scientific studies can I find and why, and you know, use that to inform every decision I make for my own health and for my family's health. So, you know, in terms of supplements, I remember growing up, I always thought, well, you just have loads of vitamin C, that'll sort it out. And to be honest, you know, you look at what our food contains. It doesn't contain just one of 13 different vitamins. There are so many nutrients out there. You know, an apple has got, well, we're not even sure, somewhere between 500 and 10,000 phytonutrients in it, and vitamin C is just a tiny proportion of that. You need to get that whole range, and that's why I get everybody to supplement with a whole food, fruit and veg concentrate. The other thing that could be sapping your immune system is a hidden food intolerance. And one of the things that I get all of my clients to go through when I work with my one-to-one clients, I take them through the Happy Mummy Cleanse. And this is actually something that you can do independently of me. It's something you can do as a self-study program at home. And I take people through the Happy Mummy Cleanse because this helps identify any foods that are not working for you and your unique body. So it's all well and good sitting Googling, what are the good foods, what are the bad foods? And I can sit here and give you a list of what good foods are and what bad foods are, but actually we're all different. You know, when I studied the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, the guy that set up the school actually talks about bio-individuality, the fact that we are all biologically individual. Oh, hi Kate, hi, how are you? Hannah, I haven't spoken to you for ages. I hope you're well. Actually, you are actually one of my clients on the Happy Mummy Cleanse. So hopefully you're using that now, because the change of seasons, when it suddenly gets really cold, is a really great time to go through the process of the Happy Mummy Cleanse and start to identify which foods are not working for your individual body. And when it's based on an elimination diet, and when you take the foods out that could be causing your body to have an immune response, you actually boost your immune system. Because, you know, just imagine if you're already fighting off an attack from the food that you're eating, if you've then being attacked by sickness bugs and colds and flu viruses, your immune system's so busy over here fighting with this food that it doesn't like that you didn't even know it's battling with this food. But if your immune system's already busy over here fighting this food, when that sickness bug arrives, when that flu virus arrives, when, you know, the chicken pox takes over like it has done at my daughter's nursery, you just can't fight all those battles at once, and you're going to get ill, you're going to get run down. So I highly recommend going through the process of an elimination diet like the Happy Mummy Cleanse to actually help you identify any hidden food intolerances that are actually wreaking havoc on your immune system. So just to recap, you know, a good immune system doesn't mean you never ever get sick. What it means is that if you catch a cold, it's only going to be there for a day or two and then it'll be gone. You'll have bounced back. You don't end up kind of being dragged down for days or weeks, feeling poorly, feeling under the weather and just not feeling on top form. Make sure you are eating a really good diet and be really mindful that with the change of seasons, it's so tempting just to eat more takeaways, eat more sugar, sit and eat chocolate and watch TV and not get out as much. We need to stay active. We need to make sure we still eat lots of fruits and vegetables, even if, you know, stew them, cook them, make soups, eat them warm, that's absolutely fine. But please do make sure you're still eating lots of fruits and vegetables and not just resorting to comfort food. Make sure you add in a fruit and veg concentrate. If you want to find out more about how you can order or ask questions, just comment below and we can chat more. Make sure you're adding that in because actually even in the summer when you're eating tons of raw fruits and vegetables, you're probably not getting enough. We should be having 5 a day according to government guidelines, but to be honest, the research shows it's got to be 7 to 10 portions of fruits and vegetables every day. And the best thing to do is have a wide variety. With my capsules, I'm getting nutrition from 30 different fruits and vegetables every single day, on top of everything that I eat. So that's why I know my immune system is way stronger than it ever has been in the past. Get onto a good quality probiotic. Again, I'll post the link below for that one. And a vitamin D. I always supplement with vitamin D through the winter time because we're just not getting enough sunlight exposure, particularly in, you know, in gloomy England, although it's quite bright and sunny today actually, which is lovely. And, you know, there's definitely lots of countries that are getting even less sunshine than we are. So vitamin D, probiotic, whole food fruits and vegetable capsules, and go through an elimination diet. I'll post the link to the Happy Mummy Cleanse below as well. Just a quick heads up, the price for the Happy Mummy Cleanse is going up. I launched the Happy Mummy Cleanse this year. And I've kind of brought it in at an introductory rate just to, you know, make sure I was working out any kinks in sort of the technology behind it and that kind of thing. And now the price is due to go up. The price is going up on the 1st of December. So if you are thinking about the Happy Mummy Cleanse, now is the time to get in. You get lifetime access to it. And of course, any updates I do, I'm always adding new stuff. As new research comes out, I'm adding new things into the membership area. So the price will be going up on the 1st of December. So get in before then. I think I've covered everything that I wanted to talk to you about. I hope you find this really useful. Any comments, any comments or questions, type it in the comments box below and I'll get back to you later on today at some point. And yeah, any questions about the products that I've mentioned, just comment below and we can chat, no problem. If you don't want to chat in the comments box in public, please feel free to private message me as well and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Alrighty, take care everyone. Speak to you all soon. Bye.